going on, guys? So today I have a 7th gen 160 gigabyte Ipod Classic, and it's showing signs of hard drive failure. The owner of this wants me to swap out the hard drive with a 256 gigabyte aftermarket drive, as well as a larger battery. This has probably about 3 or 4 times the size of a regular battery. If I can, this is a dead battery, but it kind of gives you an idea, of how much bigger this one is. So to put a larger battery in, I need a thicker case. You can see the difference in size of the cases there. So this is a case from like a 6th gen 160 gigabyte. I mean, not a 160 gigabyte case, but it is the same size. This is actually a 256 gigabyte case. So let's do it. Just going around the outside of the case. We're just releasing all these clips. And since I'm replacing this case, I'm not really concerned about finesse. I'll bend the ever-living crap out of the case because I'm not reusing it, so I don't care. There we go. Just gotta release some of these clips on the bottom. There we go. Okay. Okay, so for anybody who has seen any of my previous videos, you know exactly what I'm going to say next. You have to fight the temptation to just open this thing up like a book because of this battery cable right here. If you apply too much pressure to it, you can actually rip the battery connector off the motherboard. You don't want to do that. You're going to have a bad day. So what you want to do is take a spudger, hold down on the clip, take tweezers, and then pull up on the battery cable that way, so you're not putting tension on the connector itself. And good thing we are replacing this battery because it is definitely swollen. Okay, so we don't need this hard drive, so just pull up on the clip. And the next thing we're going to do is undo the aux port. Okay. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to transfer the headphones and the hold switch to this guy. And actually normally these come with a protective back, so you don't scratch the hell out of the rear casing. Not really a fan of the ones that come in the cellophane. So I got to be very careful not to get my fingerprints all over it and scratch it up and yada yada yada. So, okay, let's get the battery removed. And we don't want to just ram this guy home because we want to save this cable. There's adhesive running, actually there's adhesive all along the battery, and this cable right here goes up to about here, over, and then to here. And that cable is stuck to the back of this battery. So we just want to do a little bit of upward pressure just just to kind of start to free it. And then once we get it up a little bit, oops, shit, come on. Once we get it up a little bit, we can free the cable from the underside of the battery. It's kind of hard to see in there, but you can kind of see it stuck to it underneath there. So I'm just going to run my spudger along the edge there to free it from the back of the battery. And we will go back to applying upward pressure just ever so slightly. And there's that. Okay, so now we want to remove these screws. There's 4 of them, so there's one there, 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 and there. The one right here is kind of a different size than the other 3, so just keep note of that one. It's a different color too. The other 3 are black, and this one is silver. And most of the time when you take this out, you don't have to worry about, when you're taking the screw out, you don't have to worry about losing it. There is actually tape over this whole thing right here, and the screw actually just gets stuck in the tape. So it'll just sit there until you're ready to screw it back into the cable's next home. Okay. Next thing I want to check is I want to see if this cable is stuck to the back, which it does appear to be right here. If I can get under it, there we go. So we will just gently wiggle this up as to not damage the cable. There we go. So then we can just take our nail, pop that guy out. Our screw is still in there. And then we want to take our spudger, just kind of put it in this hole right here, and then that will release that. There we go. And the next thing, we need to release this tape right here. So we'll kind of take both cables right there. Just kind of pull up on the tape a little bit. And then there you go. Aux cable out. And the next thing we need to unscrew is this little attachment right here for the charge port. It's just 2 screws there and there. Okay, so that's it for that one. Don't need that no more. Okay, so now we got this guy. I used to have like rubber gloves. But I don't think I have any of those anymore. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go check and see if I have any anymore. Nope, no gloves. Just have to do the best I can. Okay. So the first thing we're gonna put on is this guy. We're gonna load up our screwdriver first, just to get that ready. Okay. Oh, actually, never mind. There was already one in there. Cool. And we'll save that for a rainy day. Okay, so put this guy in here. Hopefully it fits. Sometimes we need to modify these. And actually, it looks like it fits pretty good. All right, so our screw is still in there, so we'll just put that in. Good, we're tight. And we just gotta force that up so it lines up with the hole. Good. Get my next screw. Okay, that's in, good. Okay, so next thing we gotta do is get this up there. Okay, so since this this rear case is deeper than the other one, it doesn't sit perfectly flush to the mounting screws. There's on these thicker rear case ones, there's a little piece that sits under the headphone jack that gives it the proper height up to meet the screws and the aux port hole right here. So I am going to kind of create that. I have a one of these sticky pads here that actually comes with our Tarkin board that we'll be using to upgrade their hard drive with. And I'm just going to cut off a sliver of that, and I'm going to set the headphone jack on that. There we go. Just going to kind of put it right there like that. And it is a pad. It does have some give, so it can be pushed down on. And there is plastic on the underside of this, so we're safe. Okay, good. So let's get our Just realized I was touching the casing without the plastic on it. It's not scratched, but my fingerprints are all over it. I'll have to clean it up when I'm done. Okay, so where's my screwdriver? Okay, so we're gonna put this guy in first. Can't see it. There it is. Get it started just enough. Okay, let's get the other one going. This one's easier if you put it in while it's laying down. There it is, we're tight. Make sure this one's tight. And she is. And we're not going nowhere. good. Let's put a headphone jack in it real quick just to make sure it's got a good feel to it. Oh yeah, good. You hold true and it feels good. Excellent. Okay. So that part's done. That's the hard part. Not that it's hard. It's just the annoying part really is just screwing with these new cases, trying to keep them looking good. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is we are going to let's plug in the aux cable again. Okay, good. Okay, the next thing we can do is put in our Tarkin board. Just need to get the drive. Okay. And all these are is just SD cards. There are some people out there who prefer to use SATA drives, but for me, I don't see the point. SD cards work just as well. I mean, it's still solid state drives. Get some scissors. While SATA drives are faster than SD cards, I mean, it's not at a speed that you're going to notice at all. And I mean, with when you're syncing music, I mean, you're still on USB 2.0. The max you can go is 30 megabytes a second. So, I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. You know, an SD card can do, 70 to 100, depending on, the kind that you get. SATA can do, faster than that. But really, if you're bottlenecked at 30 megabytes a second, it doesn't matter. And then the speed that you have on the device when you're going song to song or whatever, you're not going to notice any difference. So SATAs, they run hot, which heat and electronics they don't mix, and SATAs use a lot more battery power than SD cards. So to me, clearly the SD card is the winner there. So that's why I use these over SATAs. Okay, let's get these in the garbage. And this just slides in like so. Okay. And then now I like to tape it, because what happens a lot, and I've repaired tons of these over the years, is the iPod takes a fall and goes down head first, and that jar will cause this SD card to slip out. So I try to tape it a little bit, try to keep that from happening. And then I usually put one of these guys in front of it. Just like that to kind of keep everything in. Okay, so before we install that, let's get the battery clip ready. So we just use our spudger and hold down, and we take our little handy dandy paper clip tool, kind of go behind the clip to pop it up. There we go. Okay, so let's install this guy. It's got the same connection as the previous hard drive. Slip that cable in there. Then I'll use my spudger to kind of seat it home the rest of the way. There it goes. Okay, close that down. Push that down there. Okay, and then the next thing is this ginormous battery. So you want this tape side down. Come on. Unzoom. There we go. Tape side down, and you want this folded up. So when the iPod is closed, it goes over like this. So what I do is I kind of just, I apologize if this is hard to see, I just kind of seat the battery cable in, then I hold it with my finger like that. I apologize if this is hard to see. And then I press down on the battery clip. That locks it into place. And then I actually take the battery and I slide it up under these aux port cables like that. And then there we go. And that's what we want to see. So I'm going to plug it into my computer. I'm going to restore it, and we'll be back here in a sec back in just a sec to test it. Okay, everything checked out. Tracks loaded up fine. Songs play. All the buttons work. Scroll wheel works. Hold button works. The aux port works with both headphones. Battery charges up nicely. Now I even cleaned up the case for my fingerprints that I messed up a little bit earlier. Everything's looking good, so I think the customer's going to be happy, and I will get it mailed out to them tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for checking this out with me. We'll see you guys later.